Hello and welcome to the Dallas Weekly. We are 100 yards of football, sports talk radio, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch with a preview of the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns. And joining me to talk about this is our amazing group of sports analysts and legends themselves, including Vincent, Mr. Football Turner. He's the encyclopedia of football knowledge, and two-time All-American, first round draft pick in 1981 for the Atlanta Falcons, and Florida State great Bobby Butler. How's it going, guys?
Hey, it couldn't be a better day. Hope the Cowboys get a win on Sunday to go 2-2.
Awesome week, man. Awesome week. Excited for this game as well.
Well, we're loving this, and we're wanting to get more into this. So let's just jump right in there, and let's break down the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Take it away, guys.
All right, Brother Butler, the Browns.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a quite interesting game between these two, the Browns and the Cowboys. The Browns are looking like a playoff team early this season, Vincent. And the reason I say that, because, see, to be a playoff team, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And then win one or two games that you're not supposed to. And right now, they are taking care of business. So here's the key, all right? Can the Browns defense force the Cowboys to turn the ball over like they did last week against Washington? That's going to be a key for them. But here's the thing. Dak Prescott really don't turn the ball over. I mean, they had that game against the Falcons where they had all those unforced turnovers in the first half. That was not likely. So that's not going to happen again like that, right? So they don't turn the ball over. Dak Prescott has got MVP numbers in the first three games with the toys he got. I mean, he got Amari Cooper, he's got Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and got that beast out of the backfield, Ezekiel Elliott, and he won't stop putting up those kind of numbers for the rest of the year. Dallas is playing from an offensive standpoint. They got one of the best offenses in the league. But their record don't indicate what everybody's expecting out of the Dallas Cowboys. But here's what the Browns got to do to win this game. The Browns secondary, they got to play their best game they played of the year. They got to have an 8 game this week to just slow this group down. You can't stop them, Vincent, but to just slow them down. And you know what I say now? You know what I say? To help a weak secondary, you really got to have guys up front putting pressure on the quarterback. That's a must for the Browns. They got to do that, right? They got to stop Ezekiel Elliott from rushing over more than 100 yards. That's going to be key. If they can stop Zeke from running the ball, they're going to have success this week. And, the Browns have one of the best rushing defenses in the league. So we're going to see how that play out, all right? So, and we don't know if Tyron Smith is going to come to play this week or not. That will help the Cowboys, but we don't know right now. But they got to move on, right? It's going to be difficult for the Browns secondary to play with the Dallas playmakers on the perimeter. It's going to be difficult. That being said, here's my second key. The only way you can help your defense is keep the Dallas Cowboys offense on the bench. And so what the Browns offense has got to do, they got to do what they do best. And what they do best, Vincent, they pound that football. You got a back like Nick Chubb, you got a back like Kareem Hunt, you got two starters playing the same backfield. They really got to take advantage and run their football and control the clock. If they can do that, then, Dak Prescott and his boys, you got to keep them on the bench. I mean, that's all you can do, because at the end of the day, Vincent, you can't stop them. I mean, where are you going to match up? You're going to put your best guy on Amari Cooper? Yeah, Michael Gallup going to have 150 yards receiving on 3 or 4 catches. You're going to put your best guy on CeeDee Lamb? Yeah, Amari Cooper's going to – yeah. So, I mean, you got problems either way. And then Zeke catch the ball so well out of the backfield. And so they got weapons. Key number 3, the Browns has got to get the ball to their playmakers. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, And they got to do a better job with Austin Hooper. Now, I mean, he hasn't really had a breakout game yet, right? He haven't caught no more than 3 passes in a game yet. And so when you look at those guys, now, remember, key number 2 was to run the ball. So if they can run the ball and then use play action passes, I promise you, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Mr. Hooper, going to have a big day. And here's what we do know from the past 3 previous weeks, that the Dallas Cowboys secondary will give up the big play. Odell Beckham is ready to have a breakout game. And so, like I say, run the ball first down, run the ball second down, throw the ball deep on third down. Run the ball first down, throw the ball deep. That can be a proven formula for them this week. Now, here's the question. Who toys will be the most impressive this week? Will it be the Brown toys or will it be the Cowboys toys? Either way, Vincent, we're going to see an exciting game because there's a lot of toys in the game, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great, skilled football players on both offenses in this game. And so we're looking to have a game like that. But then again, here we go. Which defense is going to show up better than the other? That's the real question in the game. So this is a big game for both teams. But I got to say this, man. Vincent, I don't watch a lot of football over the years. I think Cleveland is heading in the right direction. Here's the problem. I think this game is a game that the Dallas Cowboys is going to put it all together. They have not put it all together yet, Vincent. This is week 4. And so the way I look at it, preseason is over now. We played all our preseason games. And, you know, I think the Dallas Cowboys probably is going to put 4 quarters together this time.
Wow. Well, like I say, every Sunday is a big Sunday when you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to start with them in the Cowboy Nation. Like I said, I've been a fan since 1966. So today here on Dallas Weekly, I hope nobody takes offense of what I'm going to say today. Dak Prescott has been lights out offensively. 1,188 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 INTs. But I keep saying, and I'm going to go back to his rookie year, the player that needs to be the focal point in this offense and make this offense go is the Ohio State out of St. Louis, Missouri, Ezekiel Elliott. When he came as a rookie, he had almost 1,600 yards. Dallas went 13-3. That has not changed. Dallas is not going to win the game if he's gaining, 14 attempts like he did last week, 34 yards against Seattle. That's not going to happen. It's been proven when Dallas offense is balanced 50-50 with Dak Prescott under the center, I believe they 29-13. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott has played pretty well the first 3 weeks, but he's turned the ball over. Let me start with some startling statistics. He's thrown 143 passes, but out of those 143 passes, only 2 passes he's thrown, Dallas has had the lead. Then, like I said, I'm going to go back to Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott, since he's been in the league, and I still think he's the best running back in the game, he's only averaging 3 yards a carry this year. 3 yards a carry. And the Dallas offensive line has problems. True enough, they got all those toys, but let's face reality. Their offensive line has not played well consistently through the course of the game. Terrence Steele, Connor Williams, Joe Looney, Brandon Knight, guys that have filled in for Lydell Collins, Tyron Smith, they have gotten their ass kicked last week in the run game. Seattle dominated. Atlanta graded Jerry Gate on some problems, and Aaron Donald took them to school in the 4th quarter in their first game. Dak Prescott can throw for a lot of yards, but it's been proven. He threw for almost, 4,500 last year, and they went 8-8, and he didn't have a winning record against any team that had a winning record that made the playoffs. The bottom line to me, Dallas is a efficient offensive team when the young man from Ohio State is carrying the loaf and getting over 100 yards. It's plain and simple. And right now, the offensive line is hurting. Granted, Dak is through for a lot of yards, but let's go back to a key point in the 4th quarter last week. Brandon Knight got beat by Alton Robinson, the DN from Seattle, which was a critical play. Sacked Dak Prescott. Dak came back on the next play and threw an interception. Case 2, Dallas is averaging 2 turnovers a game offensively. You know yourself, legend, 2-time All-American from Florida State. You turn the football over like that, you're not going to win no games, and you're not going to the playoffs. They've had 6 turnovers in the last 2 weeks against Atlanta and Seattle that's resulted in 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals. Now, I'm going to start with the critical part. Why Dallas has got to get Ezekiel Elliott off to run the football. Bobby, I love you to death, man. You've been a great cohort here with us with 100 yards football the last 6 months. But, Bobby, you play defense. That defense is not going to get better here anytime soon. DeMarcus Lawrence, their pass rush, has been playing on a bum knee. He can't rush the passer. Everson Griffin is having problems trying to come in and play from in a 2-point stance where he come from a 3-point stance with the Vikings. Mm-hmm. They're trying to play a 3-4 with a 4-3 personnel. Right. Lyndon Vander Esch has got hurt. So that's putting pressure on Jalen Smith. Mm-hmm. But this is the key, the secondary. Mm-hmm. They're 26 in yards allowed, 400 yards a game defensively. 28th in passing yardage, 277 a game. 30 in points, 32 points a game. 30th in pass plays over 20 yards. They're giving up 14 plays over 20 yards. And they're 31 in passing rating. Let's get real here. Jared Goff set the tone. Matt Ryan kind of put it out there. Russell Wilson showed you there is a problem. And the problem is in the secondary. Their best defensive back in 3 games has been Trayvon Diggs. He's a rookie, and he struggled because DK Metcalf owned him last week. Julio Jones dropped a touchdown pass on him. But where's the other Cowboys defensive backs? They don't have a difference maker in the secondary. Now, I'm going to ask you this because you played 12 years in the league, and you played at a very high level. Mike Nolan, new defensive coordinator. Can you explain to Dallas Weekly what I've seen with the Cowboy defensive backs? Let me name 3 things. Blown assignments, miscommunication, and poor execution. And their safeties are playing horrible. So before I pass the baton to you right now, I'm going to say, there's a sighting, Earl Thomas, Orange, Texas, the University of Texas, Earl Thomas. I'm going to give it to you, Mr. Butler. Explain to me why the Cowboys secondary is struggling.
Well, first of all, let's understand this. It's a different secondary from the few previous years, right? It's a brand new secondary. They don't have their star corner anymore. They got a future star in Mr. Diggs, but he's not a star right now. But he's playing decent for a rookie. I give him credit. Here's the problem with their defense right now, Vincent. We talk about this every week. There's no heat in the kitchen. It's the only answer for the secondary play. There's no heat in the kitchen. The game is not meant for defenses to do well, right? With the rules, it's a pass-happy league. They want to score points, but we don't have anything, no heat in the kitchen. And then we don't have the proper leadership in the secondary. We don't have guys calling out guys, getting their job done, putting them in the proper places. You got blown assignments, guys running down the field wide open. You can't do that without leadership. And I've been wondering, why is it taking them so long to make the deal for the guy they know they need to bring in, who wants to be a Dallas Cowboy, who has said this over the previous 3 years. He's been calling it out on national TV, how bad he want to come home and play. But yet, nobody has pulled the trigger. So until they get some heat in the kitchen, until they get some leadership in the middle of the field that can help line up guys and put them in their proper position and call defensive plays, they're not going to do well. Now, this week, when you got Odell Beckham out there, Odell Beckham is licking his chops right now. They're ready to go to work. Jarvis, they're ready to go to work with what they see on the field. But at the end of the day, I got to say this, Vincent. Sometimes it's just a matter of time for things fall in place. The Cowboys will not play like this the whole year. They will not play like this the whole year. All right? I don't believe that. Right? But you know, they're going to have their hands full this week. And if Cleveland can believe and play and be the playoff team that I think they're going to be, you may have problems. But let's go this far. Let's talk about the NFL. It really don't matter what you do before Thanksgiving. Yeah, bruh, real football starts after we eat that turkey. From Turkey Day on, real football starts and people get playoff serious. But you still got to win the games you're supposed to win. The Dallas Cowboys is supposed to win this game. And so at the end of the day, I'm still going to go their way this week, Vincent. Even though they're hurting in the secondary, they don't have no heat up front on the defense, some kind of way. But here's the key. And you said it. You hit it right on the head. The key to this game is Ezekiel Elliott. One of the things I said the Browns is going to have to do to win is to stop Zeke for gaining over 100 yards. That's the key formula for both sides. The Browns need to stop him from rushing over 100, and the Cowboys need him to rush for over 100. That's the key formula. He is the key piece to this puzzle.
And Bobby, I know Dak Prescott has played well enough to be paid in this league as a top 3 quarterback. Mm-hmm. But you brought up my point I've been saying all along. Everybody's saying Dak supposed to get paid. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. But the most talented player on the offensive side of the ball is a young man from Ohio State, Ezekiel Elliott. He's the guy that makes this thing go. He's the bust. He's mm-hmm. the best back in the league. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, the first 3 weeks of the season, I've been more impressed with him because he's had to fight for yardage.
Right.
And I'm not trying to call out nobody today
mm-hmm.
with the Dallas Cowboys here on the Dallas Weekly, but the offensive line has not played well rushing the football.
That's true.
Brandon Knight, granted, he's in a situation. I understand that he might not be a quality of Lyle Collins or Tyron Smith. Terrence Steele is an undrafted free agent. I understand that. But I told everybody before the season started, Travis Frederick was going to be a huge loss on the Cowboys offensive line, the starting center. Mm-hmm. Now the Cowboys are having problems running the ball. Mm-hmm. As I put it out there, let me put one more stat out there for the Dallas Cowboys in the Dallas Weekly. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott has thrown 143 passes. Mm-hmm. 2 of those passes he's thrown, out of those 2, the Cowboys have had the lead.
Right.
Out of the other 141, they've been playing catch up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The offensive line has been inconsistent, and they've gotten their ass whooped in the run game. Mm-hmm. Defensively, it's very simple to me. Mm-hmm. Brother Butler played at a high level. Your strength early was going to be your D-line. Mm-hmm. Alden Smith, I love you, brother. You might be the best. You might be the MVP on the defensive side of the ball. 4 sacks leading the NFL. But not only for Dallas, you might be the defensive MVP in the league. Brother, you have played very well being out of the league for 5 years. But DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm going to stay with you, brother. You've been playing on a bad knee, but you've been limited. Everson Griffin, I understand. You've been playing in 3-point stands. Now you're playing in the 2-point stand. So a lot of that go on Mike Nolan. Mm-hmm. So now everybody was blasting Chris Richard and Rob Malinelli. Where's Mike Nolan? But I'm going to leave you with this. Very simple. The Cowboys are not going to win the game on Sunday if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't go over 100 yards. Baker Mayfield is a pretty good quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 really star wide receivers, and Odell Beckham Jr., who's on Dallas when he played with the New York Giants, and Jarvis Landry, who can get open, and Austin Hooper. Mm-hmm. So that being said, this is a critical game for the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. They need to control the line of scrimmage and be balanced on Sunday. And it's proven when Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys are 50-50 with Ezekiel Elliott getting over 100 yards, they 29-13. Mm-hmm. Final words, Brother Butler.
Well, Vincent, I mean, you said a lot, and it's so true. People need to understand what football is. Football is about balance. It's about balance. And when you're throwing the ball that much, I mean, think about week 1 when Seattle played the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons, we threw for over 450 yards in that game, but we didn't come away with the W. You got to balance that thing out. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball, right? And the key piece of this game for either side is Ezekiel Elliott. All right. But I do believe in my gut, even though it's been hard in Dallas, they've been struggling. Like I say, this preseason is over now. I'm thinking this week we're going to put it all together. I got Dallas 38, Cleveland 24.
And I'm leaving you with this. I said it's a close football game. I said it's a game of which team runs the ball better. You're going to have some great running backs out there. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb out of Cedartown, Georgia, not far from here in the Atlanta metro area, former Georgia great. The Ohio State man, Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. Whoever runs the ball on Sunday is going to win the football game. So that being said, I'm going to end it as I always end it every week. As the great poet from Washington, D.C., by the name of Marvin Gaye, on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let's get it on. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the game on Sunday. And thank you to the Dallas Week.